Aren't you tired of boring and predictable podcasts? Remember the movie Groundhog Day? Ugh. The only thing predictable about this show is that we're guzzling booze. Count on it. This is the Appleboys podcast. Appleboys.us. If it's NFTs, music festivals, sporting events, strip clubs, current events, or masturbation techniques. Did I read that right? There's more than one? Fueled by, but not sponsored by, Miller Lite. This is the Appleboys podcast. Now your hosts, Josh, Cory, Rob, and Jimmy. Rob has issues. Just saying, bro.
Let's go. Welcome to the Appleboys podcast. I'm Josh. What's up, Cory?
Hello, Josh. I'm Cory.
What's up, Jimmy?
I don't have my headphones on.
Apple boys, 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 138 beats per minute, Apple boys.
Hey, it's Jimmy.
What's up, Rob?
Hey, I didn't have my headphones on earlier, and I'm usually number 3, but this time I'm number 4. Jimmy's usually number 4, but this time I'm number 4. So hey,
Why is there no snare in my headphones?
turn up my headphones.
Turn them up. There you go.
Louder.
Got to make it for Wapner.
Louder. Cory, did you just come from the gas station?
I did.
What'd you get there?
Miller Lite.
Miller Lite.
We'd like to thank Miller Lite for ignoring our daily texts and not sponsoring us.
Are we still doing that?
I'm at day 187.
That's a 187. Let's go.
What does that mean?
Is that significant?
That's a it's what the cops call a murder.
Oh.
Yeah. It's popular in the
Sorry, I'm not.
community.
I'm not in on your hood lingo, Cory.
Miller Lite is murdering my spirit by not engaging with me. I will say, though, that I'm pretty proud of 187 consecutive days.
You should put that shit on a resume.
You should be. You know what else was murdered? Bruce Wayne's parents.
Yeah. Yeah, they were.
Have you seen the new Batman?
I have seen it. Have you seen it, Rob?
No.
What about you, Jimmy?
Oh, it's so good.
I don't know that I agree.
You're wrong. You're fundamentally wrong, for that matter. It's arguably, it could even be considered the best Batman movie if Heath Ledger hadn't fucking killed it as the Joker in The Dark Knight.
It's true.
Can you say killed it when referring to Heath Ledger?
Too soon.
Goodness. I got heavy.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
we're going to keep this spoiler free.
I know, but this is actually totally an aside. So
Okay.
we'll come back to the Batman. But I feel this way about a lot of musical artists, like Nirvana, for example.
Okay.
But
Nirvana had the opening track and the closing track in the new Batman. Just so you know.
interesting. Spoiler, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
But
that's not super.
It's not really a spoiler. You could just look at the soundtrack.
Do you feel like people are more likely to really, really like something if something tragic happened to that person?
Yes.
In some cases.
If this is going down the path of Heath Ledger's Joker was not that great and people only like it because of what happened to him,
I'm not saying that.
I will literally kill you.
I'm not saying that. But I think that the performance is especially highlighted and maybe brought to
You're
a
so wrong.
higher level.
You're just
because of that.
Why do you do this?
Because he's a contrarian.
He's a gaslighter.
No.
Why do you have to
No.
have like a
He's gaslighting.
If anyone's a contrarian, it's Rob.
He really is. He's
I'm just saying.
Definition.
He's a bigger hipster than Jimmy in a lot of things.
That's not true.
Agreed. Thank you. Thank you, Cory.
And a lot of other things he's absolutely not, though. Because Jimmy's a fucking hipster.
Jimmy
through and through.
is a fucking hipster through and through.
All right, listen.
I'll
I love
type
you.
that.
I love you just the
That's
same,
fair.
buddy.
Thank
I do.
you. Thank you.
But there are a lot of times when I talk to you and I'm like,
That's fair. That's fair.
Like
Like when I say La Croix instead of LaCroix.
Oh, like when I said that I'm real excited to go to the new Limp Bizkit concert, and you're like, everything you listen to is so cringe. Like, buddy, fuck you. I was 15 once.
Did
okay?
you actually say that?
Yes, he did.
And then I explained what I meant when I said cringe.
What he meant is that he forgot to take the receipt out of his back left pocket of his Express pants.
Hey, these are the new Express, which are made well. Okay.
By Malaysians now, not Chinese people.
Correct.
My bad.
These are actually made in Japan.
Wow, that's a
Are they from
Better.
Express?
No, they're made well, which is a company you haven't heard of because it's so hipster.
Japanese denim is
True.
actually known for being very good.
Like Wagyu beef.
Yes.
Yeah, they do jeans and beef really well.
Okay. Jeans, beef, and karaoke. Thank you, Japanese.
Would you call that Jeef?
That's the peanut butter, man.
Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah.
Jeef?
Okay, I'm really sorry. We got way off track.
you-
What were you trying to say,
Do
Robert?
you know what Mario's...
What were you gonna say?
Do you know what Mario's overalls are made out of?
What?
Denim, denim, denim.
Ah,
Oh, man.
yeah. You really know how to just suck the fun out of a room, don't you?
Sorry, go on, Rob.
All right. So I'm not. I think that Heath Ledger is absolutely the best performance in that movie, no question. I think whenever he's not on screen, the movie is not good.
So you're telling me Jared Leto Joker is better?
No, I think that he's the best villain.
No,
in-
he likes Joaquin Phoenix.
No, you shut up.
Joaquin
Stop.
Phoenix Joker is so good.
Joaquin
But it
Phoenix
wasn't
Joker.
better. It wasn't better than Ledger.
Joaquin Phoenix Joker was a statement on mental health in America. It wasn't a Joker movie.
What? There are themes of that, of course.
It's the whole fucking movie, Robert.
Okay. The character is a deranged person. What are you talking about? He is mentally ill.
Sure. That's not why I went to the movie, though.
Why'd you go to the movie?
To see fucking Joker.
That movie's great.
It's great.
I am saying that he is probably the best villain in any superhero movie I've seen. I think that's accurate.
Heath Ledger?
Yes.
Okay.
I was mostly bringing this up because of like I genuinely think Nirvana is pretty overrated, and I think it's because of Kurt Cobain and his untimely death.
So are the Beatles.
No.
I disagree with that.
Disagree.
So if John Lennon was still alive, you think the Beatles would be as big as they are?
Absolutely.
No.
I think that you have the opinion that you have, Rob, about Heath Ledger's Joker, because people like me have the opinion that I have about Heath Ledger's Joker.
I think that's true to an extent. I think, but what I'm saying is like, is that not part of it though?
Do you
Like,
know
if
what my
he-
opinion is?
Go ahead.
Heath Ledger's Joker is the best character of any movie ever. Full stop.
Ooh.
Yeah, that would be why. Yes, you're correct.
That's a bold statement.
Is that real?
So Robert
Yes.
and I were sitting at the Applebee's the other day,
Wow.
and we were having a very similar discussion because he made the point earlier that when Heath Ledger's Joker is not on the screen, the movie is kind of dull. And I said, well, yeah, duh. When the best character of any fucking movie isn't on the screen, the movie gets kind of dull. And I made the example of, could you imagine watching There Will Be Blood without Daniel Day-Lewis's character on the screen?
It does just become a normal Western at that
It
point.
just becomes Paul Dano being fucking psychotic.
And people getting to keep their own milkshakes without having to worry about someone else drinking it.
Drink it up.
right.
Drainage. I love that scene so
I love
much.
your voices. Earlier, when I walked into the house, I was the last one here, and for some reason, Rob and Cory were talking about Rob's girlfriend's vagina,
Oh. Yeah, I forgot about that.
and I think the issue was that Rob sometimes calls his girlfriend something, and she doesn't like it.
By her formal
Yeah,
name.
she gets full named.
And Cory said that it's the opposite of the sploosh effect, where it's like, and then, like, somehow he transported himself to Australia down under, And
Well, we were talking
like,
about the Down Under, so it's a natural transition.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I was either talking to Jimmy or distracted by Rob's dog or something. I wasn't listening fully to the conversation until Corey came out with the Australian voice, and you said something like,
I kept going with it. It started off with like a crikey, look at that. That's a tight bugger there. And eventually it came down to, you got to pry that open with the jaws of life.
that was where I came in.
That's where Josh was like, I don't know what you're talking about right now, but you need to fucking stop it. I need that on the podcast. This needs to go on the podcast.
You said something about a sponge too.
What'd you say about the sponge?
It's like, that's practically a sponge down there.
All the moisture's absorbed.
Sponge down under.
Barely fit a paperclip in that slat.
Jesus.
We were talking about how Rob is, as soon as he uses the proper name, that's a no-fly zone at that point.
Well, like if someone's named like Liz, for example.
And you call them Elizabeth.
Yeah, like pretty
There's-
weird sometimes.
Or like if somebody is Jimmy,
Right.
and you call them by their proper name,
James.
Jiminy.
Jiminy.
I could see that being a thing. Although, now that I think about it, if I got called Robert in bed, I'd be like, did I do something wrong? Do I need to slow down? Oh, Robert.
Okay.
If they can enunciate all the syllables, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
I think we got off track there.
Yeah,
What
we were talking about Heath Ledger's Joker.
Okay.
So I was gonna give more examples, like because Kurt Cobain, Nirvana, like that is an example.
Sure, John
But-
Lennon, the Beatles.
John Lennon, the Beatles is a bad example. Well, they had like fucking 30 albums out before he died.
Okay.
He died in like 86.
Are you gonna throw Tupac out there next?
Tupac is
Oh,
arguably
no,
one of them.
Don't do that.
Tupac had 30 albums before he died and 30 albums after.
That is
Yeah,
true.
Biggie is a prime example of that, I'd say. I think Biggie is widely overrated.
I was actually going to talk about more modern artists, like because Tupac like is heavily debatable, and I probably won't go there because I might get shot. But
By Suge Knight.
yeah, but like XXXTentacion,
I don't even know what that is.
he's a fairly famous like rap artist that died. Real shitty person.
Is he a mumble rapper?
No, he's like a sad rapper.
Oh, he's like Kid Cudi.
No, kinda in the same vein.
You said sad rapper.
He hums a lot less.
Is Kid Cudi the crash test dummies of rap music?
Yeah, pretty much.
What about the guy that was like, he's now being lauded as a like pillar of the community?
Nipsey Hussle?
Yeah, that guy.
I'd never even heard of that dude before
Me
he
neither.
died.
Me neither.
And like every NBA player ever apparently has a personal connection to this
Right.
man somehow.
Well, Nipsey Hussle is like I guess he was. I don't know a whole lot about that, honestly, but
But it's what you're talking about.
yeah, same kind of vein.
Heath Ledger's not that though. Neither's Paul Walker.
Heath Ledger had a body of work, much like your argument for John Lennon, that was highly touted.
Have you ever seen A Knight's Tale?
I have.
It's called Alliance. Hello.
Can we talk about the fan base that has clinged on to the Joker and how fucking cringe the Joker fan base is?
Is it
Yes.
clinged on or is it clung on? Or is it Klingon?
I think it's
That's Star Trek.
That's
think-
Star Trek.
Yeah, that is.
It's
Star
got to be
Trek.
clinged, right?
I think it's clung.
I think it's clung. I think the past tense of cling is clung.
But like the whole Joker fucking following is like the whole we live in a society like everyone hates me because I'm the nice guy and all the girls like the bad guys. You guys seen
Yeah.
that shit?
But Joker's the bad guy.
Right.
It's well, I think a lot of people have like the killing Joker mentality.
Right.
If you're familiar with
Have you guys watched Gotham, by the way?
I don't
No.
know.
I haven't.
Yeah, I have. I like that show.
Oh my God, it's so good. I'm so
Is it?
happy that it ended. Yeah, it really is.
Okay.
so you're happy it ended?
No, I'm so unhappy that
Oh.
it ended.
I see.
Okay.
Like, man, the kid that they cast as the Joker, he kills it as like 4 different iterations of the Joker. They just keep bringing him back,
Yeah.
and he fucking nails it every time.
A lot of people say Mark Hamill's the best Joker.
Mark Hamill has the best Joker voice, without question.
Huh.
I think so.
But Gotham was very, very, very well cast in just about every aspect.
I'll have to give it a shot.
If you're into the Batman thing,
I
because
am.
like it like gives you like a really good origin story for every villain in the Batman universe, basically.
Okay.
So let me preface my opinion on the Batman by saying I'm not a fan in general of any of the movies that have come out related to the DC universe, with the exception of the Dark Knight trilogy. Like, some of them are okay. Yeah,
Agreed.
I thought Wonder Woman was okay, like watchable.
The first
Agreed.
Wonder Woman was good.
It was okay.
Wonder Woman 1984 was a fucking neon turd.
Shit show.
It
Yeah,
was bad.
it was bad. And then Justice League, terrible.
The Snyder Cut was pretty solid.
No, it wasn't.
It was, though.
No, it wasn't.
It was far more watchable, even though it was fucking 4.5 hours long.
The fact that you have to say something was far more watchable means it wasn't good.
So
Right. That
Zack
is fair.
Snyder movies in general are not very watchable because he's like the
300
comic.
was okay.
Yeah,
like
that movie also wasn't fucking 3 hours long and just
I
him
know
sucking his
that-
own dick for 3 hours.
I get it. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah,
Justice League sucked ass. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. We're agreeing. You're just saying different words.
No. I actually really truly enjoyed the Snyder Cut of Justice League. I really did.
You're really truly lying to yourself.
I'm
and
not.
you're delusional.
I've watched it at least 3 times, and that says a lot.
3 times?
Yes.
Buddy.
Yeah, I know. What am I doing, right?
Yeah, what
You
are
have
you doing?
major issues. And the Suicide Squad movies are terrible.
Yeah, those. It's
Like,
So
I'm
I
interested to see the Ayers cut, which supposedly exists. Though.
and the well,
like
I
the
want to see
hard R.
I want to see the butthole cut of Cats.
Yes, that actually exists supposedly.
I know that's not a DC movie, but I just
We had to throw that in
we're
there,
talking about
yeah.
special cuts.
Hey,
But
if you told me Cats was a DC movie, I'd believe you.
yeah, I mean, it's that bad.
It's that bad.
How funny is it that was Taylor Swift's like acting debut with the fucking Cats movie?
Yeah, fun. All right. So anyway, I want to preface what I'm saying by saying that I'm not a fan of the DC movies in general. So take that for what you will. But I thought the Batman was okay. It felt like a detective movie, which is, I think, what they intended it
That
to
is-
feel like.
Yeah, that is
I get
what
it.
they wanted.
I get it. And there were some parts of it that I liked. So it was not anywhere close to my least favorite DC movie. I wasn't disappointed that I paid to see it.
Was it your least favorite Batman movie?
There's no chance that's
Well,
true.
No.
Not if you're counting like
The other Batman movies?
all,
like
the
all
old,
of them.
the old.
Yeah, like
No.
Batman and Robin, Batman Forever.
No, it's
all
not.
of them.
It's not my least favorite Batman movie,
Okay,
but it's way far from my favorite Batman movie.
Wow.
it's real fucking close to my favorite.
So all the scenes in the clubs, like, I was just coming the entire time.
Why?
Okay,
So good.
Why? Just because you like music festivals and like underground clubs?
No. Just like the whole setting of the whole thing and like him just like fighting through all that shit. I don't want to say anymore.
Please
All right.
be gentle. I
So-
haven't seen it.
I know.
so when we were watching the credits, like when the movie was over, my fiance looks at me and she goes, "What the fuck? Colin Farrell was in this movie?" And I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "Who was he? He was the fucking Penguin." Like,
yeah.
really? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why'd they even bother to get Colin Farrell with all that makeup on him? Like,
He's so good.
he was fucking, he killed it. Are you
He's
killing me?
incredible.
Like, he
Yeah.
was so good. Paul Dano as the Riddler was so good.
That Riddler is something else.
Yeah.
He created like a new like cringy Joker meme, and I think because of that, incredible.
Basically, like
Yeah.
he Heath Ledgered the Riddler.
Yes.
No.
It was
Yeah.
it was on par, I have
Wha-
to say.
While he was in the mask and everything, I'll say the Arkham scene, not so much.
Right.
Like, Fat Paul Dano is not what I'm about.
No.
Listen, so here are the problems that I had with the movie. It was far too long. There was a ton of stuff in the movie that didn't need to be in there.
I was upset when it ended.
I
Yeah,
was
me too, man.
I was watching the movie, and there were points in the movie where I stopped paying attention to the movie and thought to myself, like, this shit could all be cut and nothing would be missing from this movie.
No.
I
It would be
never got that.
And-
What's the runtime on the movie?
It's like it's just
like
under
2.5
3 hours.
Yeah, it's like 2.5.
It's more than 2.5. It's 2 hours and 54 minutes or something.
Yeah, like it's just like a nuts hair
Is it?
underneath
Yeah.
3 hours. Yeah.
I thought it was like,
No, it was-
like the movie ended and I was like, damn, that did not seem like long at all.
It
Yeah.
was very long.
It was Wolf of Wall Street for me, man. It really was.
No, Wolf of Wall Street was Wolf of Wall Street for me.
Ha 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 ha.
No, I mean, I know what you mean. And like Wolf of Wall Street didn't feel long because it was excellent and it's a wild ride the entire time.
I was thoroughly engrossed throughout the Batman.
The scene of the movie, like the theming of Gotham, felt like the way maybe the comic book portrays Gotham, but it also felt, to your point, like a Frank Miller, Zack Snyder, like Sin City type, just Seattle rain all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Matt Reeves wanted it to be like a dark, grimy.
Yeah. Like
Like
I could
he
literally
wanted
see
it-
like the bubbles coming up from the comic book.
Yeah, basically. Like I loved it.
It's so good.
And Rob Pattinson was
Incredible?
not incredible.
Oh.
He was
A
he
really
was,
good Batman.
He was an okay Batman, but he was only cast for Batman. I told you this the other day. He's only cast for Batman because of the way his chin looks. Like, because of the way his chin looks when you have that mask on, he was the right person to be Batman.
Robert Pattinson
He
is
brought
like,
nothing else to that role. The by far the worst Bruce Wayne ever.
No.
Val Kilmer, man, was
No,
a real bad.
He's
Bruce
worse.
Wayne.
He's worse than Val. Bruce Wayne in this movie was less than nothing. He took away from the movie a lot.
You're correct, but it's because this movie was supposed to be like Bruce Wayne has just become Batman and he's
Right.
trying to find his way, which is
Little baby Batman.
which is exemplified by the mistakes that he makes, which I won't say because Robert hasn't seen the fucking movie.
Did you not earlier say that you love an origin story about Batman Begins?
I do whenever the origin story is true to the origin of the character, but that's not the case in this movie, in my opinion.
And this too is not truly an origin story. Like this takes place just after the origin story, if you will.
Right.
Like this is like right after he has gone through the League of Shadows and all that kind of shit.
It's between Batman Begins and The Dark Knight,
Kinda.
I see.
chronologically,
Yeah. But
if that were, like, if we were thinking about it that
but
way.
it's like a late 20s, early 30s Bruce Wayne becoming Batman, but like not really knowing
What
like
to do.
being
yeah.
being established, but not being like truly feared yet, I guess you could say.
Right.
Yeah, I know that the movie is called The Batman, and it's a movie about the Batman, and it's not a movie about Bruce Wayne. But knowing what I know about Bruce Wayne and who he is portrayed to be in every other iteration of Batman, that was very distracting for me. And I just didn't like it.
Was he better than Ben Affleck?
Honestly, probably not.
No.
Ben Affleck was a great Batman, honestly. I really, really liked his Batman.
Interesting.
Fucking hated that movie though. Batman versus Superman's so bad.
So bad.
But man, Ben Affleck is so good in it.
You know what? You know what
He's-
Rob Pattinson does have going for him, though?
He's a good actor.
He has a better chin for Batman than Ben Affleck.
I
That's
don't know,
true.
man. Ben Affleck has a pretty
He has a good
iconic-
chin, but he doesn't have a Batman chin.
Like he's almost like a Fairly Odd Parents,
Rob-
like the chin.
Rob
Yeah.
Pattinson has a Batman chin.
Rob Pattinson does have a very square chin. Did you know that
It's a
Daniel?
Batman chin.
Did you know that Daniel Craig really wanted him to be the next James Bond?
No, but thank God that
I would
didn't
have
happen.
loved that.
I just want to have an entire
sounds
podcast
awesome.
dedicated to the Lighthouse.
I agree.
I need to watch that movie still. I
Oh,
still haven't
it's
watched
so
it.
good.
So good.
I love Willem Dafoe.
You have to
haven't
watch
seen
it on an OLED. I know you
hate-
will.
I don't have an option
Right.
in my house. Like
So-
all of them are.
So this
OLEDs.
movie started.
Mr. Moneybags over there.
Well, you know, I walked into some pretty good deals.
This movie started 4:3 aspect ratio, black and white, and I was like, "What the fuck are we watching, Jimmy?"
Right.
And within 10 minutes, I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
Because it was just so off the wall,
Right.
And so crazy. I honestly don't know if you guys will like it.
I
Because-
think Corey will like it. I really do. It's
Co-
like the
Corey's-
off the wall
Josh
kind of.
isn't cultured enough.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But you like this is it's kind of one of those movies that you would be like, "This is pretentious as fuck, because to a point it kind of is,
Yeah.
but it's also really good.
There's so many like funny moments in it that like aren't
Can we
funny.
do one of them? It's not really a spoiler.
I don't even know how to say this out of the context of the movie.
Then don't.
Yeah, they
Okay,
don't have
that's
any
fine, that's
context.
fine.
Just watch it.
Yeah,
watch
just watch it when you guys get a chance.
I really want you to see the Batman soon, Rob, so that you can be on my side. 'Cause
I'm very well might be. But
I don't think you will be. I think you're gonna fucking love it, just
So-
like Jimmy and I.
everything you have described so far seems like it would be a very Rob movie, because I very much like detective movies. One of my favorite movies of all time is Seven, featuring Brad
I
Pitt.
love Seven, and it's
Okay.
not as good of a detective movie as Seven.
Okay.
So it's
What's
a,
in the box?
What's
What's
in
in the
the
box, man?
so it's a
So
detective movie in the sense that it exemplifies Batman's
Gumshoe abilities.
perception, to where like he like notices the small things that the police overlook and that kind of thing.
Okay.
But it's not like a detective movie in the sense that
Like
they're like
Dick Tracy.
yeah, or anything like Dick Tracy was such an underrated movie, by the way. Al Pacino fucking he just slays it, man.
See, I was
Are you
thinking,
guys old enough to see Dick Tracy?
1972, I think, is when
No.
that came out.
That is not that old.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Dick
positive.
Tracy?
Yes. I saw that in the theaters, and I'm not fucking 50. So
Maybe I'm thinking of DC Cab with Mr. T.
maybe. DC Cab is also.
Yeah, what?
That's another great one, though, man. It's so good.
Oh,
I've never
I
seen either of these.
Yeah. No, we've watched the first like 5 minutes on it. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
DC Cab is so wild, man.
You're like, yeah, this just got added to the server. Like, what is this?
Did I request that? I think I may
I don't
have.
think so.
Oh,
Rob,
man.
do you like Taxi Driver?
I love Taxi Driver.
You will love the Batman.
Okay.
I
the
like
fuck?
Taxi Driver, and I don't like the Batman.
Where
What?
is the connection there? I don't get that.
It's the same amount of like darkness.
What?
That's real tough to. I don't know about that one, buddy. Like, not even having seen the movie
It is
yet, I think
absolutely
you're
not
probably
the
wrong.
same amount of darkness
You don't
as
think
Taxi.
so?
No.
No.
Taxi Driver is pretty fucked up, bro.
Yeah, Taxi Driver is like watching a man's descent into madness.
Yeah.
Taxi Driver is very akin to like A Clockwork Orange, where it's
Yes.
just like
Which, by the way,
all sorts of levels of fucked up.
Jimmy and I haven't seen A Clockwork Orange. It's a thing. We were waiting for the 4K release.
What?
Yeah. So we hadn't seen it for
I've
the
seen
longest time. And we were just
What?
like, there's a 4K release coming out. We're just going to wait for it to come out in 4K. And now we're going to watch it since it's in 4K now.
Correct.
It's not that good of a movie. Number one.
Yeah, and it's also very, very old. Like
Yeah, it came out in like the 70s.
4K movies that came out that long ago. There's. I'm not saying
Film's
that,
still up still,
I'm not
buddy.
saying there's not a difference. I'm saying it's not worth waiting to watch a movie like that for the
Although-
4K release.
I
Although on
understand.
occasion there is a gem.
Blade Runner.
Like Terminator 2.
The Wizard of Oz.
Terminator 2 fucking Judgment Day.
The OG Blade Runner looks insane in 4K.
That movie
Yeah.
sucks though.
Basically, if
It
it was
does.
right, if it
What?
was released as a Criterion Collection DVD,
Not good.
it's
Yeah.
probably going to be good in 4K.
You guys can both go fuck yourselves.
Dude, Blade Runner is not good. I realize that's a hot take. and
2049
that
is
is-
way better than the original Blade Runner.
both of them are awful.
both of those are
Disagree.
hot takes.
Okay, you're wrong. They're both real bad.
2049 is great.
2049 was. I enjoyed 2049 more because it was such a like technical display,
Yeah.
but it just felt like 3 hours of like, look what we can do, which is kind of what the original Blade Runner was back in the 70s.
That's true.
But they're both very bad movies.
Can we just name this episode the movie episode?
Do you know what else was a really bad movie?
What's
the
that?
Batman.
Fuck you, man. That movie
Yeah.
was so good.
Agreed. Fuck you, Josh.
I mean, we do
God.
have some polarizing opinions on movies, that's for sure.
Yeah, we sure do.
You know what we can all agree on, though?
What's that?
Monty Python and the Holy Grail is a real banger.
Yeah, it really
It
is.
is a good one.
It's
It is a
true.
good one.
I like it very much.
Life of Brian, also banger.
Not as good.
No, I actually prefer Life of Brian to Holy Grail.
That's a bad take.
Well,
I
Is
agree.
everyone here
It's my
seen
take.
Uncut Gems?
Yes.
What do you guys rate it out of 10?
it's a solid 7.
Yep. 7.
That's a 10 for me.
It's a solid 10.
Yeah, that's a solid 10. That's about as good as it gets.
I don't know about all that.
Best Adam Sandler movie.
Best Adam Sandler
We're
movie.
going
no
back to
question.
that. We're not talking about Adam Sandler, though.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, we're not going down this path again.
I don't know.
Speaking of other Safdie Brothers movies, Good Time featuring Robert Pattinson. If you guys haven't seen, you
9
should
out of
really
10.
see.
Yeah.
That movie is Anxiety the movie.
That is Taxi Driver.
Yeah, that's Taxi Driver level.
Taxi
so fucked
Driver
up,
level,
for sure.
yeah.
You guys also probably like things like Requiem for a Dream, don't you?
Haven't seen it.
Requiem for a Dream is good.
I know about that
It's
ass
a
to
lot,
ass scene.
though.
I
and
liked
that's about
Requiem for
it.
a Dream.
It's
I
a
liked
lot.
it. I watched it a lot when I was in my formative years, I guess you could say.
You watched it a
16
lot?
Yeah, I did.
Like more than like twice?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, no,
No, man.
it was on heavy rotation there for a little
No.
while.
Oh my god.
Movies like that take so much out of my soul.
Oh yeah, I didn't
Like,
That's like saying that you watch Schindler's List more than once.
no, that's not even close.
Yeah,
to
me
the
and my
same thing.
buddies would just get high and watch Schindler's List.
Oh no.
I mean, we watched Requiem for a Dream a bunch of times.
Yo, what the fuck?
What about Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
Yeah, I watched that a bunch of times.
It's a hard movie to watch, man.
Me and you watched
So-
that together for the
Yeah.
first time. And
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I watched Blow in the theaters. I don't think I've seen it ever again.
Basically, any movie where somebody gets like really, really, really addicted to drugs, and then you see how devolved their life gets and how off the rails it is.
Yeah, sure.
It just like I can't do it.
My fiance loves that shit.
Anything with like lots of intensity is
Your
hard.
fiance is weird.
She is.
Like,
she like loves listening to memoirs and stuff, and she is all about the ones that are like super addicted to heroin and shit.
Oh.
No, I don't like that.
I don't want that either.
Only memoirs I like are the ones of the geisha.
Nice.
And the vagina. That's a monologue. Never mind.
Have you guys seen The Lobster?
Did I watch that one?
No, I've seen of it. Like I know what it is, but I haven't watched
That
it.
movie is something else.
That is God. I don't even have a rating for it. Like I can't put it on a rating out of 10.
There's no
Honestly,
rating.
I don't know if
because
I've seen it or not. I
It's
can't
in
remember.
our.
Yeah, not rated. It's the most confusing and conflicting movie that I've ever seen not because of like the storyline. Like the storyline's pretty easy to follow, but how I feel about it is so confusing because like it's very impactful, I guess is the easiest way to say it.
Yeah.
So I'm going back to the Heath Ledger thing real quick.
I'm ready.
So after he died, there was another movie that came out that he was working on called The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus
Mm-hmm.
that he wasn't able to finish filming. So they then ended up getting like Johnny Depp and Colin Farrell and a couple other people
really
to
liked
play
it.
his part. It was great. It's a wild ride. But there was one time I was working at a place that sold movies, and this guy comes up, and I walk up to him like, "Hey man, can I help you find anything?" And he like kind of looks at me and he sizes me up for a second. And he goes, "You a cop?" And I'm like, "Huh?" And I felt like be like, "No, sir, this is a Wendy's." But he was like, "So, you know of any good movies to like, smoke to?" And I was like, "Buddy, do I have a wild ride for you?" And I gave him the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
Nice.
And the dude comes in like a couple weeks later and he goes, "Yo, dude, you got any more shit like that?"
Did you just hand him Requiem for a Dream?
Like here's another light.
I don't
read
recall
for ya.
I don't recall my follow up, but yeah, no, the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus was a big hit for this
So
fellow.
I'm guessing Interstellar wasn't out at that point.
No, it definitely was not. This
That-
came out just like right after Dark Knight.
Okay.
Have we talked about Christopher Nolan all that much?
We have.
I love Interstellar.
Interstellar is great.
10 out of 10.
So
Inception's better.
Hard disagree.
Yeah, we've already talked about that. Hard disagree.
Interstellar, when we went to go see that in the IMAX theater,
Oh, man. I'm so jealous.
it was a good time.
I also saw it in IMAX.
Oh.
We're watching it, and my fiance, towards the end of it, she like looks at me and she goes, "I fucking called that." And I was like, "What do you mean?"
What?
Yeah.
She's a goddamn savant.
Yeah, no, she does that
Yeah,
shit
what's wrong with her?
sometimes. Like she does that shit sometimes.
Rob will do that. I'm watching a movie and he's like, "Yo, I fucking called that." I'm like, "Call what? What the fuck did you see?"
Yeah. Yeah, it's happened a couple times. What was the last one that we did where I was like, yeah, that's him?
I don't know, but I'm really annoyed every time.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
I'm
she
going
has,
home.
She has a knack for like calling the ending of something that like you should have no business calling.
Right.
And then whenever we're watching an animated movie, instantly recognizing like every person's voice.
So
Yeah,
she
I
saw
can't do that. That's weird.
She saw that he was going to be in a goddamn space library, peeking through all the fucking books,
So not necessarily exactly that.
drawing the goddamn dirt in the.
But he was communicating with her.
Yeah, but she was like, he's on the other side of the bookcase. Like that was what she was thinking the whole time.
Fuck that.
Like she didn't necessarily call like the wormhole, parallel dimension, like all that.
But she
shit
called the
necessarily.
outcome.
But she called the over like the thing,
Yeah.
if you will.
I think that's
Especially with the dust message, like it says "Don't go."
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
I think that's the reason that I like Inception more than Interstellar is that the outcome at the end to me is much more satisfying.
sure. Where like you don't really know.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Like
I still
everything
don't-
else is pretty equal to me.
Like what do you
I-
you think happened at the end of Inception? Was it a dream or no?
I don't fucking know, man.
I know. What
Like
do you
I've,
think, Jimmy?
I've gone back and forth. I don't know.
I have no idea. I'm with Josh.
Robert?
I think he's dreaming.
I think he's dreaming too.
Yep. He's dreaming.
I can't decide. Some days I think he's dreaming. Some days I think he's waking.
I need to rewatch that. It's been like
I
3 or
always
4
go with the
years.
saddest
So
outcome.
you know, like I said, my fiance called the end of Interstellar apparently, but then we were talking about Inception like a decade after it came out, and I made the comment of like something like, "Yeah, you know, you just got to incept them," and she's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "You know, implant the idea in your mind," and she's like, "Oh, that's what they were doing."
Oh no. Oh no.
So
So it's like sometimes it's like, God damn, you must be real smart. That sometimes it's like, ah, shit, I thought you were smarter than this.
Oh no. Bless your heart.
that's honestly that's
That was truly a bless your
That's a
heart
bless
moment.
your heart
It really
moment.
is.
If you're from the South, you know exactly what we're talking about
Yeah.
when we say bless your heart.
This is the same girl that thought that Lollipop was about lollipops.
Oh, bless your heart.
Lil Wayne was not talking about that.
I feel like you guys think
No, he was
think that
not.
about me a lot of the time.
Sometimes, yeah.
sometimes think
I
bless your
really
heart
do
to you.
sometimes.
Yep. The types of movies and shows that I am typically most drawn to from a rewatchability standpoint. Not necessarily like there are a lot of movies that aren't like this that I like to watch once or twice, but the movies that I'll just watch over and over and over again are movies where there is an individual character in the movie that has some sort of like very exceptional ability, and typically they don't like come from a background where they should have that exceptional ability, and then they like overcome the odds.
Hold on. So I'm thinking of a very specific movie in my head right now as to what you're describing,
Okay.
and I want to know if other people are thinking the same thing.
Okay, so let's all go around the table. I do have one movie like at the very front of my mind and then several other tiers below.
I'm pretty confident that I got this right.
Well, we've talked about some of my favorite movies before, so you probably do have it, but do you guys have any thoughts on like the one that's at the front of my mind?
Rocky is the one that comes to my mind.
See, that's-
most,
that
most
is-
fore and front.
That is very, very specifically on my tier 2 shelf, which
Yeah.
doesn't mean that I like the movie less than this other movie,
Okay.
but it's not the one that's at the top of this list.
Is it Invincible?
No.
Honestly, I have no idea.
Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Okay.
That makes sense.
That's fair.
But just movies like that, and Rocky is a really good example, and
Yeah.
that is like right there with it. But
Sure.
I'm really drawn to that type of story
That's
and
fair.
character.
That's fair. You know what movie that I watch, or I have watched many times that a lot of people are like, I could only watch it once. It's way too fucking long.
The extended edition of The Return of the King.
Justice League.
That Zack Snyder cut of Justice League, that fucking fits the bill for me, bud.
That's fair.
Titanic?
That's fair. No, not Titanic.
I love Titanic. I'll rewatch Titanic right now.
No, thank you.
I am
as well.
down.
I've seen it once and I'm good.
James Cameron is overrated as
Draw
fuck.
me like one of your French girls
I mean-
right now.
James Cameron he's got some fucking bangers.
What else has he done besides like Avatar?
The
Titanic.
Terminators,
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
True Lies, which I could watch. I've watched True Lies God knows how many times. I really have.
I don't think
But-
I've ever seen that.
Oh,
right.
man. It's one of Arnold's best.
Anyways, long movie.
Anyway, there's a movie that's really, really long that I love that a lot of people are just like, I don't get how you've watched this. I mean, it's Gangs of New York.
I thought you were gonna say like The Hobbit or some shit.
No. Those, I mean, all that shit has a tremendous amount of rewatchability. Like Gangs of New York, for most people, like they've seen it once and they're good. But like Daniel Day-Lewis is just captivating in everything that he does, but especially as Bill the fucking Butcher.
Yeah.
My God, he's good in that role.
I've watched Gangs of New York twice, and I want to watch it again, but I can't watch it frequently. Like, it needs to be a once every 5 to 10 years movie for me.
It's not that infrequent for me, but it's, I mean, like at one time it was like a once a quarter, maybe. Like once every 3 months or so.
Once a quarter or once every other month is about what, like, any movie that I rewatch frequently.
Yeah.
Like Good Will Hunting, Rounders, The Social Network,
Rounders
stuff
was
like
so
that.
good.
It's going to be like once every couple months.
So a movie I've seen a bunch of times but I haven't seen in like 3 years is Gladiator.
Oh yeah, that was a good one too.
Gladiator was so good.
I love Gladiator, but it drags at points.
It does.
It does drag.
It does.
I'm trying to think of the longest worst movie I've ever seen.
The longest worst movie is fucking John Carter, without question.
Haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Hard stop.
Have you guys seen Troy?
Yeah.
I like.
Troy's okay.
That movie feels like it's like 4.5 fucking hours long, but I think it's like about 3. And I remember that movie being like, what the fuck is the point?
I think the worst long movie I've ever seen, I just mentioned, is The Hobbit.
Which one?
I haven't seen the Hobbit trilogy.
The Hobbit's so bad.
So
I like the animated version.
if they would have taken those
Exactly.
if Peter Jackson would have made those 3 movies one movie,
Yeah,
Hobbit would have been great.
I agree.
But like taking one book and making it 9 fucking hours, just
Bad.
wasn't necessary.
And
No.
the worst part about it is, like, if you've read the books,
Yeah, there's all kinds of shit in there that he just embellished on.
the Hobbit book was written for children, and it reads like a book that was written for children, and it's
Yeah.
very fun and exciting and moves quickly, and it's an easy read.
Yeah.
And then you move on to The Lord of the Rings, and it's much slower paced, much harder to stay engaged with, and much more detailed, but also, like, not exciting in the way The Hobbit is. And the Hobbit movies play like the Silmarillion, which is like reading the Encyclopedia Hobbitanica. Like, it's wild.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Love that so
Yeah, that's really good.
The
Hobbitanica.
Encyclopedia of Hobbitanica. I love that.
Did you guys like the Lord of the Rings movies though?
Yes.
I did.
I love them.
And I liked the extended versions too, but I'm glad that wasn't the first version that came out. Like, I'm glad that I got to see that because I wanted a little more. But if I'm rewatching the Lord of the Rings movies, I'm not rewatching the extended versions.
Agreed.
I think I could legitimately just get fucking bazinga'd one day and then just watch all 3 back to back.
Oh, yeah.
All
I
extendeds.
totally could, too.
Yeah.
Do you like The Big Bang Theory?
No, I don't. My dad really likes The Big Bang Theory,
Oh,
and for a
no.
while he would call me up and go bazinga.
I like that.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
But no, we actually did that during the pandemic.
We
at
did.
one point.
Yeah.
So
I brought some stuff back from Oregon, and we just watched the whole trilogy.
Yeah,
Extended or regular?
extended. We didn't
Oh,
watch.
It was
Return of the King.
extended. It was on the streaming service we have.
Yeah.
So my friend Brandon and I went to
Let's go.
Let's
a-
go.
Let's go, Brandon. We went to a Regal Cinema and did a marathon Lord of the Rings extended edition
Oh goodness.
fellowship all the way through the end of the Return of the King in one day
Wow.
at a movie theater with intermissions
You're a
for
champion.
bathrooms.
That's nuts.
That sounds awful.
It was
I'm not gonna lie.
awesome.
I'd say it was.
And also, like, kind of awful at points.
Yeah, so this is coming from someone that fucking hates movie theaters, so
Why do you hate movie theaters?
because my shit sounds better and I can pause it and go to the bathroom or take a break or whatever I want to do at any point.
You know what you can't do, though, at home?
What?
Is
Jerk off?
no, you can do that at home. Why
Oh,
would
you
say
can't do that in the theater. Got it. Okay.
Pee
Sorry,
Wee
I got
Herman did.
I got confused.
Paul Rubin got him.
I went to see the road show for the Tarantino movie, The Hateful Eight.
thought you were going to say Antique Roadshow in
No.
the theaters.
So they did a 35 millimeter road show where
Yeah.
they showed it in the CinemaScope, like full 2.40 to 1 aspect ratio on film, not digital. And it was a really cool experience.
Sounds great.
like really neat. And you can't do that at home.
I agree.
Hateful
But
Eight wasn't that good though.
Hateful Eight was not that good.
I agree, but it was a cool experience.
I don't
okay?
I don't doubt it. I'm sure it was.
You know what else wasn't really good? Real Steel, but I still went to the premiere and got to meet Hugh Jackman. You know, like
That's pretty
kind of
cool.
neat.
Yeah.
Real Steel was actually pretty good.
It was okay, but not great.
My girlfriend at the time cried.
Is The Hateful Eight Tarantino's worst movie?
No.
No.
Yes.
No.
It's up there.
It's Death Proof.
I love Death Proof. What are you
Get
talking
the
about?
Fuck out of here. Death Proof is not good.
I don't actually know that counts anyway.
It doesn't.
As a that like the
he didn't-
Grindhouse movies he produced, but he
he
didn't
did not
direct.
direct.
He-
Yeah, it doesn't count.
No, he absolutely directed Death Proof. Like that was his. Like Robert Rodriguez did Planet Terror.
Oh, he might be right.
Death
Actually.
Proof
Yeah.
did.
Did you see the
was
amount of
Quentin
feet in
Tarantino.
that movie?
Well, he has a foot fetish. Have you ever watched any Quentin Tarantino movie?
That's
Yeah.
true.
Exactly.
That's his calling
Directed.
card.
Yeah.
But Death Proof was awesome.
No.
That
Death Proof.
that
Death Proof was fine.
yo, if you took the voice you used at the beginning of this episode and made it female, you would be that stunt girl from Death Proof, and she is awesome.
Wait, the
She's
way to
such a
tell
great character.
the way to tell if a movie is directed by Quentin Tarantino is if there's a hard R
Yeah.
from a white person.
Yeah, no doubt.
I just like that he did it himself in
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. Yeah.
Yeah, something else.
A lot of people would say that Jackie Brown is his worst movie.
I like Jackie Brown.
I love Jackie
I like
Brown.
Reservoir Dogs.
I loved Reservoir Dogs. I love Pulp Fiction.
love both Kill Bills.
I wasn't as much a fan as the Kill
What?
Bills. Yeah, that's
So
probably my other lull in the Tarantino saga.
the first Kill Bill, loved it.
yeah, first one was good.
I
Second
agree.
one was
Have
Second
you-
Kill Bill, David Carradine, just
Have you ever watched The Whole Bloody Affair?
the whole bloody
is that?
affair.
So, The Whole Bloody Affair is the way that it was originally intended to be seen, which is both movies combined into one,
Oh, okay.
but it's edited differently.
yeah, like to where it's all chronologically, whatever.
It's available on a certain media streaming service.
I see.
Okay.
I'll check it out. From Dusk Till Dawn.
That's not a Tarantino
Yeah.
movie.
Oh,
He
was just
wrote
in
it.
Oh, okay. That doesn't count.
As far as directed movies, that's not one.
It's Death Proof, man.
No, Death Proof is great. Death Proof is
So what's your worst then?
it's the
I think
Hateful
it's-
Eight.
I think it's the Hateful Eight. I agree with him.
It's Death Proof.
Death Proof is better than Django.
Ooh, no.
Django's great.
I liked Django. I'm not saying Django's bad. I'm saying Death Proof is great.
No.
The Grindhouse, Planet Terror, and Death Proof was one of the most fun times I've ever had at a movie theater.
Sure, and I don't disagree, but as far as the quality of Death Proof, it was not good.
Is that Bruce Willis?
No, Death Proof was
Kurt Russell.
Kurt
Yeah,
Russell.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. I'm trying to think of my favorite Tarantino movie.
It's
Mine
hard,
is-
it's hard for me not to say Pulp Fiction.
Mine's
It's
probably
so
Reservoir
good.
Dogs.
I think it's probably Inglourious Bastards for me.
It's either Reservoir Dogs.
I love Inglorious Bastards.
It's so good.
I have to agree.
I'd say it's either Reservoir Dogs or Django for me.
I think it's Inglourious Bastards, Django, Pulp Fiction.
I gotta step something back real quick. I really love Death Proof, and I was getting a little protective of it because of how much you're shitting on it, Corey. And I said something I didn't mean. I don't think I actually like it more than Django because
Okay,
Django was
good.
really good, but it's in the same conversation as far as the quality of the movie.
Nah, I don't
It's
think so.
significantly better than the Hateful Eight, like way better
I don't know, man.
than the Hateful Eight.
Bottom tier Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Hateful Eight and Death Proof are at the bottom for me.
No,
Well, I mean, whatever. It's combating for the bottom. It's whatever.
I'll say Hateful Eight is worse just because it's much longer.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is also
that
Tarantino, right?
that's
Yeah,
that might be that's in the tier with the Hateful Eight for me.
yeah. It's
I didn't like it.
as far as an
Didn't
overall
you and I
movie,
see that together?
No, I watched that for the first time on Netflix.
I didn't get it.
Who did I go see that at the? We got the theater at the mall with the couch and you can buy the stuff
I mean,
like the beer and the food.
I've seen several movies with you at the Cinebar, which is what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think you went alone, but you wanted to go with me, and I was like, I gotta go home.
No. The Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I think it was Corey.
It was definitely not me because I had not seen that prior to watching.
I
it
don't go on
Netflix.
dates with other guys.
Wasn't me.
We
I
saw
still haven't seen it.
that really bad Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
That was
That
awful.
was
That-
so bad.
Have you seen that?
No.
What the fuck was that movie, man?
It was not the book. I'll tell you that much.
Not even fucking close to the book, buddy. I'll tell you that.
I saw that with girlfriend, and she and I both walked out of the movie like, what the fuck was that? That
It
was
was so bad.
confusing.
Yeah.
Unbelievably bad.
If you
I'm good.
you should get on. You should watch that.
I'm good.
It's good.
You guys hang out with Jonathan Davis recently?
We I don't know that we hung out with him, but we watched him play the bagpipes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
We kind of hung out with him.
So you saw
Sort
Korn?
of kind of. Yeah, we saw the Korn, yeah.
How was it?
It was really good.
Korn was probably my most surprising artist that I've ever seen live.
Would you say it was poppin'?
It was poppin'.
Popcorn.
Ah, I see.
Ah.
But I don't know.
Surprising in what way?
So Korn is really funny, and like at the time, I liked Korn when I was growing up, and I was into the new metal genre in general, right? So I was into Korn, I was into Slipknot, System of a Down,
Papa Roach, all those.
no, no,
I was into System of a Down and Papa Roach.
we've
Hell
got a bridge
yeah.
too far. But
Not so much Korn.
I was like, yeah, okay, it's a good band, whatever. I like the music. We'll go see it since it's here. And we're walking in, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, fuck, I am out of place. But then I kept looking around, and I'm like, actually, I'm not. There is such a wide, crazy population of people that like this band. So you have, like, the goth people. You have the fucking rednecks. You have the Trailer Park Trio in front of us the entire fucking concert. I fucking hate them.
They were all like fucking 6, 7.
Yeah.
They were having a great time, to
Yeah.
be fair. Like they were having such a wonderful time, and I'm happy for them that they were having a great time. But man, I wish they were doing it fucking somewhere else.
Anyways, long story short, they're incredible live. Would highly recommend to anyone listening to this.
Yeah, like Jonathan Davis is still fucking got it after all these years, man.
And he's
Like,
50.
He's 50 years old and still just like killing it.
That makes me feel so old.
It does, doesn't it?
Can I tell you guys something really embarrassing for me about Jonathan Davis?
Sure.
All right. So I think I've mentioned before that I grew up as a huge Linkin Park fan. Saw them a billion times.
Sure.
And never really liked Korn growing up. Didn't
Real weird to me, but okay.
Didn't listen to them
I
very
agree.
much. And I know it is weird, right? Because they're very similar in a lot of ways.
So Korn is like the grandfather of that genre.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get that. I really do understand that. But I just, for whatever reason, was never into Korn. And so I was not the kid that opened the CDs and looked in the album art and memorized all the band members' names, and also didn't watch much MTV. And so I didn't know a lot of artists' names that were in bands. So I knew that this is a Korn song and Korn is a band, right? But I didn't know who Jonathan Davis was. And so I was a member of the Linkin Park fan club called Linkin Park Underground. And the reason that I was a member of that fan club is because every year when you renew, they send you an exclusive CD that you can't buy in stores that has recorded content from their live shows or unreleased demo cuts or all sorts of stuff that you just can't buy in the store. And this was even maybe when I started being in the Linkin Park Underground, it was before there was much piracy on the internet. So it was pre-Napster. So it was the only way to get this music was to be a part of the fan club. And on Linkin Park Underground 4.0, which is their fourth iteration of the Underground fan club CD, they did a song that featured Jonathan Davis, right? And
Cool.
it was a 9 Inch Nails cover
Ah, yeah.
of Wish.
Yeah. Yeah.
And actually, hang on. It was on the same. That was on the same CD. They did the Wish cover on that CD, but the one that Jonathan Davis was a part of was the "Shut Up When I'm Talking to You," but because he did that part of it.
Nice.
And I listened to that CD and those two songs a trillion times. just over and over and over again because I liked the cuts so much and everything like that. But when I think Chester Bennington introduced him. I don't think it was Mike Shinoda, and like he introduces him onto the stage, and it's like, it's Jonathan Davis, everyone. And then at the end of the song, he's like, give him a round of applause or whatever. And I had it in my mind, and I don't know why. Like, I never looked it up, never asked anybody. I had it in my mind that they had just brought this guy up on the stage, like from the crowd, and he just killed it, just crushed it. And his name was Jonathan Davis.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yo, this dude just fucking like seized the moment. He squeezed it and owned it.
Someone's got to sign this guy. Yeah.
So I didn't know it was the lead singer of Korn.
You were those children that thought that Katy Perry put Missy Elliott on the map.
Oh, man. What the fuck?
That was a thing. You're aware of that, right?
No.
So Katy Perry's halftime show, which I was very much looking forward to. I'm a Katy cat for life. I love Katy Perry.
Me too.
And she was doing really well and whatnot.
Yeah.
But she was going to have Missy Elliott as one of her like guests. Like this was leaked well before the show.
Right.
But all of these millennials and Gen Z people and stuff were like, yo, who's this Missy Elliott chick? Katy Perry putting her on the map.
That's disgusting.
I know.
Yeah.
Don't you hate this generation?
He is this generation, and that is disgusting. but Katy Perry is like 100 million times bigger than Missy Elliott
No
ever
doubt.
was or ever will be.
Sure. No doubt.
That's a good band.
It was. You think Gwen Stefani still performs No Doubt stuff live?
I hope so. Her
How
solo
pissed-
stuff is not great.
How pissed are those people? Dude, that first song on her original, whatever it's called, the tick tock,
That song's great.
that fucking shit, it hits so hard.
It does.
I was not expecting it. I bought that CD the day it came out and put it in my car where I had like a really nice sound system in it.
Yeah.
And it like took the breath out of my body when that bass started hitting in that song. I was not anticipating that out of Gwen
No.
Stefani.
I have two thoughts that are unrelated, but I don't want to forget either one of them. Do you have any weird mental blocks about things that like don't make any sense, but you can't stop your mind from thinking them?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the opposite of a block. I think that's
Well,
a mental pathway.
Let me explain what I'm talking about. So I, for whatever reason, always confuse Gwen Stefani and Pink in my mind.
That makes sense.
Like
I could see that.
I can't keep them straight. And Pink does this really cool cover with her daughter, where like, it's on YouTube. They sing some popular song together, and her daughter's really cute, and they do a really good job. And for some reason, I always think it's Gwen Stefani doing it, and I don't know. I just can't get past it.
I don't know. So look wise, no.
I don't think it has anything to do with looks. I just like
They kind of fit in that same vein.
they definitely are.
Yeah,
in
no,
the same vein.
like sound wise, sure, I can maybe see it.
another one of these that's way more weird and that I still like trip up on is, as a kid, I was convinced that Sylvester Stallone and Sharon Stone were married. And it still like trips me up.
Yeah, that one's that wouldn't be hitting different, buddy.
I don't know. I can't explain it.
First one I'm on board with. Second one, I don't know.
Sylvester Stallone and Sharon Stone were married, and they had their child Moses Malone. You know,
Who played basketball?
See,
The other thing was,
who's the brother of Carl Malone?
did you guys have? Maybe not. Corey, did you spend a lot of money on like your car audio?
Oh yeah, like right when I got my license.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Nice.
right away.
I'm about to.
I had
Are you?
Yeah, the
Way to live in-
speakers in my car fucking suck.
Way to live in fucking 2001, bud.
I'm not gonna go like crazy with it.
He's gonna race out the Civic.
No, I'm
It's
probably
already riced out, buddy.
It's true.
Yeah,
it looks great, by the way.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your new vehicle. that you
Appreciate
just
it.
bought.
thank you very much. I'm
I
probably
bought
gonna
an
put, like,
already riced out Civic.
Man, it looks good.
It does look good.
Is it
that
offensive
electric
to
blue
anybody out there that when you say something's riced out?
No. It's not what the term is.
I think there is a double standard when it comes to that, kind of stuff. Because if you say it, like something, I don't know. If you said like a charger was like blacked out or something like that, that would be a problem.
Whoa.
What do you mean?
Exactly. Exactly. That's a problem, but we can't say riced out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, isn't that offensive? That it would be to me.
That's what I'm saying. If you're Asian and you're talking about a Civic, like I would be offended if someone said that your car was riced out.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I apologize to the indigenous community of the Honda Civic drivers.
Thank you.
So I had a 1999 Toyota Corolla, forest green,
Ooh.
and I put two 12-inch subs in the back,
Hell yeah.
each with their own amplifier, and then I had a like 6-channel amplifier, and I individually amplified each channel of the speakers inside the car so that I didn't have to like use the deck audio.
Yeah.
So I had 3 amps, and it was awesome. And I used to love playing "Put On" by Young Jeezy. That was my favorite demo song.
Mine was
that was before he was just Jeezy. That
was
back
the
when he was
fucking
young.
Gwen Stefani song, man. Because no one expected it. They're like,
No.
"Let me hear your system." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay, sure." And then just tick tock, like
You had to push the little, so you had the little like volume knob, and you had to push it to go to bass, and then you turn that up, and push it to go to subwoofer, turn that up. And
yeah. I had 2 Infinity Kappa Perfect 12s.
nice. Mine was all Alpine. I don't remember the model numbers.
Probably
but it was,
probably Type R's.
Probably. It,
Yeah,
You know, it was like whatever Best Buy had.
yeah,
You
sure.
know. But that was actually my post high school car, like my college car.
Yeah.
In high school, I had a 1986 Pontiac Grand Am,
Oh yeah.
and I definitely put hubcap spinners on that bitch.
Did
No,
you?
you didn't.
No.
Promise. That was cool at the time.
Oh my god.
Dude, I want to put spinners on my car now. We need to bring that.
I'm not
back.
talking
on the
about
fucking like
I'm not
hybrid
talk-
Kia.
Yeah,
I'm not talking
yeah.
about spinner rims.
yeah. Oh,
I'm
I
talking
know.
about hubcap spinners.
Yeah, like
so
they
bad.
they
You
attached
attach
with adhesive.
Yep. No. They didn't attach with adhesive. I mean, they were like cheap plastic, and they like clipped on. But they
I
didn't.
bought these at Walmart, not Kmart. You fuck.
Hey, actually, I worked at Kmart, so I bought them at Kmart with my 10% employee discount. Thank you very much.
Goodness.
Got them on blue light special, baby.
Blue light special. That's too old for me.
I remember that as a child.
I used to call out blue light specials.
Oh man.
Attention, Kmart shoppers. We've got a blue light special in sporting goods on ammunition.
Yeah, I was about to say it was ammo back then.
So I can shoot myself for working at Kmart.
Yeah.
So I don't think we intended for this to be a episode about movies, did we?
It wasn't the intention, but you know, shit happens, man.
Start talking about a movie, start talking about another movie, and then all of a sudden it's the movie episode.
Movie episode.
Yeah, this started out as like, hey, did you see the Batman? And then now an hour later, just talked about Korn and movies, buddy.
Korn and
Movies.
movies.
Both of my favorite things.
These are a few of my favorite things.
I like the fruit more than the band, but they're both good.
The fruit?
Yeah.
He said that
Corn
intentionally.
is
Corn is
not
a
a fruit, buddy.
Corn is a fruit.
It's got seeds.
No, it has kernels.
What do you think the fucking cob is, bud?
You know
What?
who else has a Colonel?
KFC.
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 Nice.
Yeah.
Colonel Sanders.
Got it.
I'd like to talk to the
Is he,
colonel.
is he a seed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It came from one.
This is devolving quickly.
Yeah.
So
it might be
Kernel
about time to
seed
call it, I
is
think.
Worth.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know, but why does the audience jump into our Discord and let us know?
Yep. Let us know.
Discord.gg/Appleboys. Let's go.
So
Get
we
in
should probably
there.
roll the guy that like sounds like the announcer.
That's can't you hear him? He just said something.
Oh, I thought it was Josh.
No, that's the announcer.
Oh,
Happy tonight.
Yep, there he is.
that was Corey.
Happy tonight.
That was Josh.
Happy tonight.
That was Rob. Happy tonight.
That was Jimmy.
You've been listening to the Appleboys podcast. I know. We're badass. We hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. Thank you for listening, especially premium subscribers. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, hook up with us on Discord at discord.gg/Appleboys, on the website at appleboys.us, and Twitter and Facebook at appleboyspod. Happy tonight.